Welcome to the Mega Bull Crypto Decoder channel. And I'm going to tell you why I think this is going to be a flip of the switch and why XRP is going to be the one to moon overnight. Now, none of this should be taken as financial advice. This is for purely entertainment purposes and this is for fun. However, I'm going to show you what I think from my perspective of things and like I said, this is just for entertainment purposes. So here is the first scene, and I thought this was interesting, and I'll explain why after.
Financial instrument beating gold, the renminbi, and roadside corn.
Well, can't eat no cryptocurrency when the grid goes down. That's why I started my hedge fund.
Okay, and you saw that right there. We know that the XRPL can still function even when it's offline. And if you've seen some of the underground bases that they have, where if there's some kind of attack, it won't affect the system, the financial system, especially if it's a digital economy. And so if the grid goes down, everything else will fail except for that. And I find it so interesting that they mentioned this, and I can go ahead and play it again so you guys can see it.
Gold, the renminbi, and roadside corn.
Well, can't eat no cryptocurrency when
You can't eat no cryptocurrency when the grid goes down. And he's absolutely right about that. Like, and this is something that you should remember.
the grid goes down. That's why I started my hedge fund.
There you go. Now I'm going to go ahead and skip over here and show you another piece. Okay, right there. Now pay attention to this.
I know all about blockchain. Again, not what you're thinking.
So blockchain, and it makes me wonder sometimes because obviously blockchain refers to technology and what it's used for, but I wonder if these chains to these cinder blocks kind of signify how maybe the new financial system will make people a slave to it. Oh, it's something to think about. Okay. Now, I'm going to go ahead and skip over here. Now, when you look at this, right, this is a board, and this is eerily similar to Bitcoin, right? You can kind of argue that this might be like the Tezos sign right there, and or maybe, and also you see here the three dots, right? Almost looks like the Ripple logo. Interesting that they're all here together. And if you look here, it says since 2015 when AMP went bankrupt. It's interesting because this was a grocery store that filed for bankruptcy, and it makes me wonder. I have no idea what that may mean, but I find it very interesting. And I find it interesting that all these here are grouped together and they're circled, and it might mean something, but I don't know. Now, this is gonna get to the interesting parts. Okay, so here we see that he's asleep at night, and this is what makes me think that it's gonna happen overnight because he's thinking here about a currency, and he's grateful for that currency, for that new currency, and it's interesting how all this takes place. You saw that uh, board I showed you right here. Let me pull it up again. You see how it's like happening overnight. This is the moon, and here it tells you the cryptos, right? That's what it makes me think that this is gonna happen overnight. And here we see the board, and it's all at night. You see that? So the change is the shift is gonna happen overnight. Okay, and I think that's important to notice. Now, I'm gonna go to this last part. This last part is very interesting because if you know history, it provides you some very, very insightful knowledge. Here, again, we see the three dots. It looks like the Ripple logo. Listen to this.
Dollar bills piled up to the
So
hills.
that's George Washington, right?
Pound or Deutschmark, you won't give me such thrill.
Ruble, pound, or Deutschmark. It makes you wonder if, the basket of currencies, or maybe are those that will be included, or is it that these will fail? I don't know, because it's all showing the Federal Reserve note, and we know that this is just a piece of paper.
I fight alongside you in the war.
We weren't on the same side, but I was there.
Oh,
Ooh, much better.
Okay, he said, "Ooh, much better." And Richard Nixon is the one who took us off the gold standard in 1971, and we've had inflation, high inflation ever since then. Our dollar is not worth anything from especially since that point. So I think it's very interesting in how he says, "Oh, we weren't on the same side, but I was there." So is he alluding to the powers that be, the Rothschilds maybe? And maybe they used Richard Nixon as their man to establish this new system with the dollar. I'm telling you, it's really intriguing in the fact that he's dancing with him. And you see the dollar bill here. Here, I'll go ahead and play it one more time so you guys have a full run through of it.
Dollar bills piled up to the hills. Ruble, pound, or Deutschmark, you won't give me such thrills.
I fight alongside you in the war.
He said, "You all gave me such thrills." So maybe it's indicating they had their chance of supremacy, and now it was the dollar. But what's next? A new currency, right?
We weren't on the same side, but I was there.
Oh,
Ooh, much better. Thank
And there you have it, folks. I think if anything can happen overnight, and you see how the moon was coming up on those currencies that were listed there on the board. So this is just what's in my mind. This is just not financial advice. This is for entertainment purposes only. I'm curious to see what your guys' thoughts on it. Let me know in the comment section below. And it's interesting how you guys can see other things maybe that I'm not seeing. And we can discuss it and maybe add it into another episode. All right, this is the Mega Bull Crypto Decoder, and I'll see you in the next one.
you.